Today I'm out fishing with Royce Shanks. Royce is a fly fisherman and a bit of a legend of the Sydney blackfish scene. We're hoping to find a few kingfish or pelagics around the harbour, and the quickest way to find pelagics is usually to find the bait. Soon enough, we found some little bait skittering around in the back of a shallow bay. See?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. What is it? Tailor. Yeah.
That's what's stirring them up.
Yep. I saw a couple of bigger ones in there. It's flash sort of side on, chasing it. Yeah, the bait's all out in the middle. Got one out this side, mate.
Yeah, there's something nipping at me here trying to get tight. Oh yeah, I got it.
Got a hit?
Huge!
What is it?
No.
Is it a tailor or a brim or toady?
Hey! Oh, I'm not touching this thing.
The jackpot.
Oh, I it's just sort of skinned its dick.
Oh, they're a joy, aren't they?
It's the first ever toad I've caught on fly.
Yeah, I've caught one or two. Not a common capture. Yeah, there's little bait sort of skittering around out in the middle here.
Oh! That was a good hit.
Yeah.
I think I busted.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tailor. Big tailor.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I dropped him.
You know what?
That was a flatty.
I actually busted it and knocked me 8 pound.
Where did it break?
At the surgeon's knot.
Yeah. Well, that must have been a good fish, mate. Tailor wouldn't usually bust you off on.
No.
I mean, it's not a bite off; it's a break.
No, I reckon that was a big brim.
Yeah.
Because it hit hard.
Big brim or flatty. Yeah. There's plenty of bait in the middle here, and so there's obviously stuff under it.
You know what I might do? I might try one of my epoxy shrimps on.
Yeah. I missed a flatty just a minute ago. Oh, yep, yep. What is this? I think it's brim. Good carving.
Going hard?
Well, he's covered a bit of ground. Yeah, this is a decent fish. I'm not sure what this is actually. Oh, dropped him.
Bastard.
He was a good fish. He was moving. He carved all the way from there over around the front there and then dropped me.
That's un-Australian.
Yeah, that was pretty decent.
Solid.
Yeah, had some weight. Yes, would have liked to have landed him. He was
I want to know what smashed me up.
He was a pretty nice fish. Probably a big brim or big flatty, I'd say. Oh, another bump. There we go.
More bait activity out there?
Yes.
Nice bend.
He's not so know what this is. Maybe a tailor or something. I don't know.
Got some head shakes.
Maybe a brim. Oh, here's a brim. It's not huge. It's alright. Yeah, he's alright. He'd probably be legal.
Better than nothing. Better than the kick in the backside.
Yeah. Nothing like the one I hooked before, but decent. There we go. Nice little brim off that school of shrimp.
And he's over the side. Goodbye. Nice to know you.
Yes.
We want to share a bait just there then.
Yep. Missed him. A lot of the time they hit when you're just doing nothing, just focusing on something else, looking around or steering the motor.
Did you fish Snowy Creek?
Snowy Creek's a bit too warm. Oh, missed him. Had a hit. Snowy Creek's a bit too warm in March. Again. I did put in and fish like quite high up on Snowy Creek at one point, right up around Lightning Creek.
Yep.
But the lower parts are all a bit too warm that time of year. Yes. Ooh, he's a good fish. Ooh, that's good. What is this? This might be a king. Yeah, this is big.
It's a king?
Might be. It's a good fish, whatever it is.
I'll wind it. I'll give me line and I'll get the net.
Maybe this guy a bit. Only on 8.
Oh, I can't get hit now. What is it? I don't know. It's all
I'm not sure what this is. Could be a big brim.
Could be a big lizard too.
Could be a big lizard. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mate. Giving me those big head shakes, he almost feels like a tread.
You surprised me up here.
That's a Dewey.
Oh!
Little Dew.
Find out in a minute. This was probably harassing the jaw.
Or is it a big tailor?
Oh, if it's a big tailor, he'll catch off one unless you just green silver. Doesn't want to come up. Does it feel like a Jew? The way it's got that. I reckon.
I think it might be a little Dewey. Whoa. Stay away from the motor, mate.
I reckon I might have hit me then if it sees it's.
Yeah, possibly.
I think it's as small as you think it making out, mate. There it is.
What is that? Or is it a sambo? It's a sambo.
Why didn't it go aerial? Yeah, that's why it's not giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, there we go.
Right, now we know what it is.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
Done. I'm glad you've gone a boat. It's a good sized sandboat too.
Yeah, he's alright. Yeah.
Go through a couple of pound.
Good fun on brim gear.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice Australian salmon. Not quite what I was expecting in here, but I'll take it. Off he goes. Yeah, well that might have been what hit you, mate. Damn, I wish he was a Dewey.
Yeah, we've been sweet up.
Yeah. Probably fishing the wrong end of this anyway. This is the down current end.
There's not much current out here anyway.
Oh, they're right here. Yeah, they're here.
What kings?
Yes, they just swam right under us, mate. I'm hooked up on the bottom. They just went under the pontoon.
Ah.
Big ones too. I just saw them all. I'm bloody snagged. All right, I'm going to take us around. They're heading that way.
Okay.
Big fish too. They would have been 80s. They're just cruising along. Yeah, mate, they were 5 feet from the boat. Just cruising slowly up along this way, along this bank.
So they're going to bust up somewhere.
If they find bait. My bloody fly snagged up right at the minute that I saw them. Otherwise I would have had it right through them.
You would have been a butt bird on that.
Oh yeah. On 8 pound. Yes, nice little brim from under the docks. Oh, thanks.
Hey guys,
How are you, mate?
what are you fishing for?
Brim. Yeah, just got a little one out from under there.
There's been heaps of little bait fish under here last few days, eh?
Has there? Yeah, there's heaps of bait in the harbour at the moment. There's heaps of little jelly prawns and stuff, and a lot of little frogmouth pilchards about that big.
Oh, yeah, he's on.
Yes.
Oh, little one.
Nice one, Royce.
There's a big one straight here, eh?
Oh yeah. Sure is. Nicely done, mate. What was that? Is it a brim smashing something?
Oh, I'm glad it's snagged up.
Oh, that's it. That was a king. A little bloody snag.
Long rods are no good for this sort of work.
Yeah, short one's good, yeah.
Yep.
Right? Nice. Good fish?
Yeah, it's solid.
Wasn't it?
See how we go. Line up first.
Got me hooked up on the pylon. Oh, he's a good one. Oh yeah, go easy on him. Nice one, mate. Is it brim?
Don't know. There's some good head shakes.
Yeah, don't pop your leader. Good one.
There he is.
Yeah, nice one. He's a good one.
Yeah?
They go well, don't they?
Yeah, that look like they get hard.
Yep. That's a nice dockland brim.
Got the main hook too.
Yeah.
Smile. Woo!
Good, mate. Shortly after this, I dropped Royce off and continued on, but the weather turned ugly. The rain started to come down, but the fish didn't seem to mind, and pretty soon I was into a really solid fish. This fish was really powerful. He was doing everything he possibly could to take me back under that dock and wrap me around one of the oyster-encrusted pylons. I had to just lock up the line and hope that he wasn't going to break me off. Finally, I managed to get him clear of the pier. Once he was out into open water, I was a little bit safer. Still, I wanted to get the fish back on the reel because I knew that a fish this big and powerful could easily pop the tippet with any sort of a powerful lunge if I wasn't very careful to protect it. Having the fish back on the reel makes it a little bit easier to use the bend of the rod and the light drag on the reel to protect that tippet. I had been using 6-pound tippet until recently, but I just discovered that in this sort of structure I was losing way too many fish. So I had decided to upgrade to 8-pound tippet, and I'm really glad that I did, because I don't think I would have landed this fish otherwise.
Oh,
Look at that one, guys. That is a cracking brim on fly. What a beauty. You may have noticed that this fish didn't have the main hook in its mouth. It was pinned on a tiny little size 12 stinger hook that I'd tied into the tip of the fly. Just got him on the little stinger hook. Right. What a cracking brim that guy is. Beautiful. Quick measurement on him, he is 40 to the tip. Actually, looking back at it now, it looks like it was 41 centimetres to the tip. There we go. 40 centimetre brim. Alright, mate. Yeah, he's run off well. Alright. What a cracker. Okay, I wonder if there's another one under there. Lucky I've got 8 pound leader on today. I don't think I would have landed that fish on 6. It would have done me for sure. I moved further back up into the back of the bay and started targeting a wharf where I'd had some success on the brim before. It was a bit deeper here, so I had to slow down my retrieve even more and let the fly get down a little bit to the fish. The brim seemed to like these really long pauses anyway, and often the strikes would come just when you started moving the fly again after a long pause. That was a hit. And now I'm hooked up to a good fish. He's doing his best to drag me straight back under those pylons and cut me off on some oysters. But fortunately on the 8 pound, I was able to scull drag this one out before he could wrap himself around anything. This is another good brim. Once you've got them out in open water, you can afford to ease off on them a little bit. Well, I've got the 8 pound on today. These fish would be doing right here. I could see that he wasn't quite as big as the last fish that I got, but he was still a really good brim. There's no need to rush these fish once you get them out of the structure. If you try to net them too quickly and get them to the side of the boat, it can go wrong. So play them out beside the boat, wait until they're ready and get their head up, and then get the net under them. Another beautiful big brim from under the docks. You wouldn't quite go 40 this one, but it'd be mid-30s. Nice fish. Right. So, all the fish today have come on my little shrimp pattern. A lot of little jelly prawns getting around in the harbour. They're coming on this little shrimp pattern. Go again, see if we can get another one. Pull the hook. I was working my way out along the length of the wharf, and it seemed that pretty much every part of it held fish. Once I got 1 or 2 bites out of each section though, the fish shut down, so I'd just move along and move on and find the next pot of fish. Missed him. Damn it. You need to cast low and flat in this style of fishing and get the fly as far up underneath these docks and into the shadows as you possibly can, because that's where the fish are, of course. So you need to practice casting small, tight loops and high line speed to get into these small spaces and get as much distance up in there as you can. If you're just landing your fly on the outside of these structures, then you're not going to catch many fish. The bream tend to hang right back in the shade and shadows where they can hunt more effectively and they're safe from overhead predators. And of course, that's what's so great about this style of fishing. It's going to test all your fishing skills, not only to get the fly in there and tempt the fish, but to get them out as well. It's the reason why so many northern anglers, for instance, love fishing for fish like mangrove jacks. I don't really see much difference with this style of fishing with bream. Maybe they're a little bit smaller, but they still go hard. Okay, run. Yeah, it'd be another load of mid-30s fish. Pretty good. Yes, another beautiful Sydney Harbour bream. He'd be in the low to mid-30s somewhere. Another beautiful fish. It's pretty hair-raising when you hook them in this sort of around all of these pylons and everything. Pretty interesting trying to get them out of there. It's good fun. There is just so much of this great man-made structure around Sydney Harbour. It might not be the pristine wilderness fishing that we think of when we think of fly fishing sometimes, but it's kind of beautiful in its own way too. It's a different experience. It certainly makes for exciting fishing, and there's no shortage of fish. One thing you do need to be prepared to do, unless you want to lose an awful lot of flies, is to go in and retrieve your flies, because you are going to get snagged up under this sort of structure and in this style of fishing. So you've got a choice. You can either break them off and lose lots of flies, or you can go in and try and get them out. That can be a bit easier in a kayak, but it can still be done in a boat, particularly if you've got a tough boat. That it doesn't really matter too much if you have a few light collisions against various objects. I wouldn't necessarily try it with a beautiful gel coat fiberglass hull though. And you do want to be careful with your expensive fly rods as well if you're using them to try to get the fly off structure. Sure, it sucks losing a fly, but it sucks much more to break a rod tip. Well, the light's fading, guys. Probably be my last spot for the day. A couple of casts around here, so we'll get this building. Once it's dark, the bream will tend to head out onto the flats and around the edges a little bit more of these buildings, getting ready to get out on the flats and hunt. But you can still catch them until it's dark. And then after that, if you want to fish on, well, you need to start targeting different areas. Decent too. It's surprising how many times today I had fish strike when I was trying to adjust the motor, and it's not because the motor's moving the boat, it's because there's a longer pause while I reach down to adjust it. I think there's something to be learned from that. There he is. Stay still. I'm gonna get you off. Okay. Off you go. See? If there's something in under that carrot. Probably last couple. It might not be the wilderness, but it's still a pretty spectacular backdrop to fish against. Seeing the sunset over one of the world's most beautiful cities. I love fishing this area. There's just so much going for it. There's a lot of species on offer, a lot of diversity, so much structure that you can fish. Boy, it's a lot of fun. The kingfisher decided not to play today, and that's okay. That's often the case. But we had fun hunting for them. Picked up that nice salmon on the flats right back further up the harbour. And now, finishing the day, fishing with the CBD starting to light up, and all the people making their way home from work. I couldn't think of a better way to finish a day's fishing on the harbour. Alright guys, well, that's it for me for the day. Had a good day in the end. Found some really good bream there at the end, and yeah, got a nice salmon earlier on. Royce got a nice bream, so yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks Royce for coming out today, and yes, it's nice to find some good bream in the harbour at this time of year when normally they're a little bit harder to find because they're sort of heading out towards the ocean to spawn, but we managed to get a few. So thanks guys, see you next time.